Welcome, everybody, to the newest, greatest, freshest episode of Wealth for Generations. Yes. Uh, First and foremost, last time I came to y'all live, I totally forgot about it, but I want to take a moment right now. Let's have a moment of silence for Mr. Fat Man Scoop, who unfortunately passed away recently. Not sure if all you guys remember him, but if you remember the glory days of Missy Elliott and Sierra and people yelling on the mic like this. If you're in the back, throw your hands up. If you remember stuff like that, then you can appreciate Fat Man Scoop. But have a moment of silence for Fat Man Scoop real quick. Yes. So thank you. I forgot about that last time I was live, so I just wanted to make sure we included that. But let's get into some introductions for the day. First and foremost, we got a trainee in the house today. We got a trainee. Let's get a round of applause for Mr. James Marrero holding it down on the ones and twos, threes and fours. The cameras today. He's our engineer for the day. Thank you, sir, for making some time to come hang out with us today. How are you doing today?
Incredible.
Incredible.
Damn, I like that.
That's awesome. And then next we got our co-host for the day. As you guys may notice, Frank is not here with us today. Unfortunately, he just isn't here. Nothing bad at all. He's actually in Vegas, hanging out with his mom. So let's give a round of applause. I believe they're celebrating her birthday today. Getting in that family time, quality time with the family. That's awesome. But we've got none other than the queen of elevated souls herself, Miss Jessica Marrero, standing in today. Yeah. How you doing today, Miss Jessica?
Very good, thank you.
Awesome. Why is this not showing up? Because sorry, getting in my head there. And then last but not least, to my left here, we have our special guest of the day, Mr. BT himself, performance and growth coach, wellness, holistic lover, all that jazz. Yes, Mr. BT, let's give a round of applause. How are we doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited.
Awesome. So am I. Time to bring you into my world, sir. But
Buckle up.
right now, make sure it's nice and tight. But yes, let's get into the shizzo for the day. We got our first segment, one of my favorites, one of y'all favorites. You know how it is. Jimmy, if he was here, it's not so much one of his favorites, but he was working on it. But we're gonna get into the health is wealth segment of the day. So what do we have today for health is wealth? Miss Jessica, do you know what the subject is?
Yes.
What's the subject we got for today?
Meditation.
You did your homework.
So, by a show of hands, ladies and
You did a
gentlemen,
little.
who's familiar with meditation? Oh, look at that. The whole class. Isn't that swell? So today we're going to be talking a little bit about meditation. So the world of meditation, where sitting still and doing nothing is actually a power move for your brain, your body, and your life. Think of it like downloading the latest upgrade for your mental software, but without the bugs. First up, meditation, we have mental health. Meditation is like the ultimate stress buster, turning down cortisol, the stress hormone, like you're turning down a terrible song on the radio. Next, please. Feeling anxious, depressed? Meditate. And suddenly life looks a little less like a horror movie and more like a rom-com. But, if you ain't with your lady who's really sitting there watching a rom-com, just give me straight comedies. Thank you. And hey, if you're tired of getting distracted by shiny object, ooh, look, there's a squirrel. Sorry. But if you're tired of getting distracted by shiny objects, then what else can you do? Meditation. Meditation is like hitting the focus mode button on your brain. Plus, it's like a therapy session without the therapist. making you painfully aware of your flaws. I mean, fostering self awareness and speaking of pain, anxiety doesn't stand a chance when you're zenning out, and you'll even sleep better because apparently counting sheep is so like that's old people stuff. You guys ain't into that, right? Right? What do you guys count? Count anything when you go to sleep?
I don't count sheep.
Definitely
not
not.
sheep. No.
I count down the watch. How many hours am I gonna get?
Right?
Right?
Like only 3.5. Only three.
Three
Only
and a
2.5.
half. Oh no. We need to talk after this.
I know.
Next on the list, we have physical health benefits. Now, meditation isn't just flexing your mental muscles, it's got some serious physical perks too. It can lower your blood pressure without the side effects of those tiny blue pills, the legal ones. Boost your immune system, check. Handle pain like a boss, you got it. And let's not forget about inflammation. Meditation takes it down like a pro wrestler, keeping you healthy and ready to tackle life challenges. Brother. Cognitive benefits. If your brain had a gym, meditation would be its personal trainer. It's like adding extra RAM to your brain's memory and learning capabilities, making you smarter, sharper, and maybe even a little bit cooler. Just a little bit. Need a creativity boost? Meditation will have you spitting out ideas faster than ChatGPT. Hey, man, don't be telling my secrets. Sorry. Keep that down. Telling on yourself. Hey. Plus, it's the best multitask hack. Goodbye, brain fog. Hello, cognitive flexibility. And the cherry on top, it might just slow down the inevitable cognitive decline. So if you're worried about losing your keys or your mind, just start meditating. And then last but not least, we got emotional and social benefits. But wait, there's more because there's always more. Meditation is basically the love potion of self-care, wrapping up compassion and kindness, turning you into a likable human. And who doesn't want to be in a better relationship? When you're less of an emotional hot mess, everyone wins. So if you got a few minutes to spare each day, why not give meditation a try? It's like getting an all access pass to better health, sharper thinking, and a happier you, all while sitting on your butt doing absolutely nothing. I mean, you're doing something, but you're really doing nothing. So, do any of you guys incorporate, or after hearing that whole little spiel, would like to start incorporating meditation into your life?
I do not actually. Not in the general, like not in the sense that other people do. I'm more of like when I'm driving, which you can actively meditate, and that's why I don't listen to music in the car because that's where I have my time to like just focus.
See, I love that. I think a meditation is just opening up a portal, right? An avenue of communication where there is clarity. So whether you're taking a walk, whether you're on a drive, whether there's no music, whether you're sitting, in the lotus position, whether you're laying down in mountain or whatever it is, I think it's super important to just find what that switch is and what that timing is and what that environment looks like for you. Because nobody can really bring you to that settling place that you have to go inside of yourself to find.
Facts.
Yeah, and I didn't realize even that that's what I was doing until I learned more about meditation. I was like, oh, I've been doing that.
Yeah, I think meditation is just a deeper understanding, just really taking away all the surface level, superficial things. And like I said, taking a little dive within, and it just gives you so much abundance that I don't really think that there's a specific way to do it.
Excellent. I like that.
What about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
I should be meditating like for hours upon hours a day.
Do you reflect?
But yeah, somewhat, a little bit. I mean, being totally honest, like lately it's been kind of tough. I feel like I'm just on the go, really. Whenever I do have a moment, it's more of like, all right, sleep, yay.
That recharge.
But I used to though. I used to try to incorporate it, and it was somewhat like Jess was saying, and you were saying, you know, I didn't really do it in the traditional sense of trying to sit down and have a silent area and be in a lotus stance or anything. Because first of all, I can't even sit Indian style, anyways. But sooner or later, BT's gonna help me with that. One of these days,
I can do that
when I can finally get some time.
I'm the best.
But yeah, no, I do. I definitely am down with the meditation. I just am not practicing at the moment, to answer your question. But I do understand the greatness of it and what it can do. I have definitely practiced this.
Practiced.
But it was
You're re-entering a
past
new
tense,
chapter
past tense.
of your practice. You're always practicing. You just might not be active in the practice.
Yeah, I'm not actively practicing. There
I
we
got
go.
you, brother.
At the moment. So yeah. But what about you, Mr. James? Do you do any meditation, or after hearing this, me jumble over all this, interested in trying some meditation or anything like that?
I like meditating only like when I have the time, and it's not very often, but
Mhm.
it is very nice when I do it because it does give me a clearer mind, and I feel like I can make better decisions when I meditate.
Can I ask you a question? Do you feel like you have time or you create time?
I feel like it's both. I feel like it's something that is, I guess, available, and I can choose how to spend it.
Oh, so it's kind of difficult, especially when you're being in the present. I think you meditate. I think you meditate. He asked you how you're doing. You said incredible. You jumped me off. I'm like, shit. I know he meditates. I gotta up my game.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for the health is wealth segment of the show. We're gonna roll right into the asking of the masses. So if you're not familiar with that, asking the masses is when I go to the enters of net and I get on the social of medias and ask y'all a question. So so this week the question was: part of greatness is knowing your faults. What's one thing you wouldn't, I repeat, would not bet on you about? Anybody got any input on that? Oh, I was recording my search. No, don't search that phrase. So do you guys got any input on that? What's one thing you would not bet on yourself about? One thing you feel comfortable admitting to the world forever in internet land. It will be in rotation for the rest of eternity.
Not making enough time for myself.
Good answer.
Always so busy.
Yeah, no, I can second that one. I agree with that. What about you, Mr. BT?
I don't know. I would bet on myself for quite a few things. I'm a playmaker. I don't really I don't really see the things being faults. There's things that I have not invested much into. So in that language, I would have to say I haven't invested enough into my evolution. So where I'm at currently is far beyond where I was maybe a couple years ago, 3 years ago, maybe even 6 months ago. So I think it's the courage to step into that light and that understanding of where I'm at and really represent that and big chest out, chin up kind of situation. So I think it's time.
So that confidence right on top. That's the sprinkles right now. Confidence is the sprinkles right now. So what about you, Mr. James? Is there something that you feel like you could admit that you would not bet on yourself about?
I don't know. I never don't bet on myself. I always try and push as hard as I can, always forward, and not betting on yourself is, I guess, a weakness in my eyes. You just gotta go for it always.
I like that. That's a good answer. It's a good way to look at it. I definitely could appreciate that for sure.
He said, "Roll the dice, baby. Let's go."
Like, I ain't nothing else to bet on. What the fuck are you talking about? There's options. So I don't need, I kind of dropped the ball on this one. I didn't really think of anything for myself.
Oh wow.
Maybe
everyone else
that's
to
what it
expose
is.
themselves.
I wouldn't bet on
He's
me
like,
to expose myself.
I got all y'all.
All y'all, just put that in my chart. Contingency plans complete. We'll come back to me. Someone probably pop up.
Oh wow. Real dismissive.
We got
we'll
on the
remind
social.
you.
No, I'm not gonna leave the topic, the subject, or whatever.
Swerve.
I have a friend, my homegirl Andrea. She said controlling her temper is one. So yes, there's only two. I'm like, yeah, there's all these because somebody already answered theirs.
Yes.
So Jess said making time for herself on the enters of net as well. So I don't know. I would say one thing I would not bet on me about is taking the situation seriously. Yes. I mean, it's kind of true.
He's like,
but,
I am comedic relief.
One thing I wouldn't bet on me about right now, man. Honestly, I'm all right. I'm gonna expose myself. Being on time. Like I feel like the last year and a half, I've been pushing a D minus.
Self-graded.
D minus.
Yeah.
D minus on my punctuality. Unless it's really about some good paper. Like I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. Bear with me. CPT time. CPT. Color people time for all y'all folk that don't know about that.
What's bad paper?
Was bad paper?
Because you said
somebody trying to offer me money for less than $20 an hour.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's terrible paper.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's being nice. That's being nice. So that's going to wrap it up, though, for Asking the Masses. And then we're going to roll right into the meat and potatoes. We're hitting the wealthy wisdom section now. But first and foremost, before we get into it, let's get to know our guests just a slightly better. So, all right, folks, get ready to level up your life because today we got a powerhouse in the house. He's a performance and wellness coach, an Army veteran, and a master at helping high-achieving pros crush their goals with a holistic twist. From mindset makeovers to fitness transformations and nutrition revamps, he's your go-to guide for unlocking your potential power, just like Gohan. But anyways, drawing on his deep expertise in sports and exercise sciences, this man is on a mission to empower your life to empower you to live your best life. Sorry. So please welcome the one and only Supreme Kai. I mean, BT Bullock.
And that's recorded, right? Because I need all that.
Yes.
You know, when I wake up after my meditation, right, I'm just gonna play that. I'm like, this is who I am. This is who I am. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. It's such an honor to be here and to kind of reflect on all the connecting dots that are in the room. I'm super excited and blessed that this has come about. It's quite divine.
Awesome. Glad you could definitely make it here. And
you're the reason my event got canceled today, obviously.
I thought I got blamed. I'm like, oh shit. These are the faults you were talking about.
It was all meant to be. It was all meant to be.
Yeah, it's all meant to be.
Connected.
Yep.
So for the people out there that don't know what's up, could you explain a little bit what BTFX is?
Absolutely. My pleasure. So BTFX is the evolution of my decade-long work in the health and wellness field, specifically fitness, mindset, and nutrition. I spent over a decade, all the way from interning at Human Performance Labs, all the way to general managing and being a regional fitness director for multiple studios in the Valley and across the country, really.
Nice,
so
nice. Congratulations.
BTF, and thank you, I appreciate that. But the biggest part, was when I went to an event last year that my mentors invited me to called Transcendence in Scottsdale, where I decided that I was playing small, that it was time, and hitting my head on the ceiling was causing a lot of contusions, a lot of pain. So after a couple weeks, I put in my month's notice. My position's a little bit hard to fill. So, and then I decided to have my own movement practice. Started out with Firewater Movement Studios in Glendale, and we launched October 16th of last year. So it was a public studio. It's now private. I'm offering more time to my virtual business, which is BTFX. So it's the evolution of all said things.
Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations on acquiring the gym.
Thank you so much. So I love BTFX for a multitude of reasons, but it's a play on words, right? The acronym is actually for Breakthrough Formula. It just so happens that my first name is BT. So it just was like,
perfect.
Once again, divine, right? So yes, BTFX is a Breakthrough Formula. It is a performance and wellness program that I am the sole director and executioner of the program to the clients. I am the coach, right?
Off with his fat.
Off with your doubts. Off with just to get the list out. So yeah, it's a brand new concept. What I like to look at is 3 pillars that I think go absolutely in tune with everything that an individual would like to accomplish, and that is identity, creativity, and vision. Now, when it comes to these 3 things, identity is who we see ourselves as, right? Exactly who we are in the present. Everything that has come about to where we are now and how we view that, right? Because sometimes we can have misaligned, vision or perspective or who we are, where we are, and maybe not be so positive, maybe not be exactly what we want to do. But that's where the creativity is. So if we have a limitless mind to create time and different aspects of who we are and what we want to achieve, it gives us a little bit more energy and momentum to say, I might not be there, but this is what I'm envisioning. And that leads to the vision aspect is I can envision something with my creativity and it can be this limitless possibility, but the vision is kind of a roadmap, right? What would be the next step? What would be something that I can do today, now, or tomorrow, or have the opportunity to then get to said limitless being, limitless position? So I take that into account when I am coaching with my clients. Awesome. So when they bring things to me like, I want to lose 30 pounds, or I used to do this, or I used to do that, I sit quietly and understand that there's so much more underneath that because everybody wants to talk about the tech that they have, what they used to look like, what they did. And you can see that those things are far removed from where they are and where they're showing up. So my kind of niche is building a bridge in that gap because something had to have happened or not happened, right? In action for you to be the individual that has the resources or, has the thought process or the vision to see it, but you haven't really put it out there. So lots of fun.
Awesome. That's great.
Lots of deep diving.
Yeah, we get shovels out in my sessions.
And tissues too, I assume sometimes.
Your client file is like that thick.
For sure. Everyone's like, wait, I thought you were just going to give me some reps and sets. I'm like, no,
we learning.
Right.
We learning. And once we learn, we ain't got to learn no more. We going to know.
Yes, empowerment, enrichment.
No one is better than learning.
100%. I love that you said that because that is a big thing for me is a lot of people tell me a diet that they've been on, a coach, a gym. And I'm like, oh, how did that work? And what are you doing? Well, I don't really remember. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You just said you're at that with that coach for 2 years at that facility for this. And you don't feel like there's things that you took on where you could be autonomous. You can have some of those things for yourself. And it was like, no. So it's wild what we invest in and we don't look at the ROI or the reciprocity, right? Like I paid $10 to be a member at EOS, but EOS is banking on you not coming. They sell 3,000 memberships. So they don't really tend to you coming there. So you having the key tag really doesn't speak to any commitment to yourself. So that's why 3 years from now, you're like, I don't really know much of what I was doing because you gave a $10 show up.
Yeah, I'm paying for a gym membership that I'm not using.
Guilty.
Yep.
And they love it because, I mean, in this day and age, $10 is a trip solo trip in a
Yeah.
drive-through somewhere. So that's where they're like, okay, cool, we'll just get you on this, but it's recurring. So if we can get 3,000 people never showing up to the gym, then we don't have to wash towels. We don't have to get new equipment. So it's a different type of consumerism when they hunt for you that way.
No, and it's like I keep paying because I'm like, if I stop paying, then when I want to go, I have to set up. And it's like I'm just waiting for that spark in time where I'm like, oh, I have all this time to commit to myself, and I just don't.
The hook is there. You're
Yeah.
already hooked. You're like, do I jump off the hook? But I got on the hook for a reason.
Exactly. Because then it's like in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm giving up. But meanwhile, I'm not even going anyway. So.
And Macro Jim's like,
yeah. Well, and I'm paying.
Yours is more.
Yeah, mine's 25. Yeah, because I wanted.
See how that double real quick?
I wanted to be able to go anywhere.
Dang.
Well, I'm not at
the
bottom
of the barrel EOS. I know you're not at EOS, but I just figured you went somewhere cheap as well.
Well,
because we know how we are.
Because I wanted to be able to go to any gym and use all of the amenities. So I'm like, if I'm going to pay to go to
that towel service
gym, I want to have all the things. So.
Did they get you for the towel service?
They don't have towel service there.
Exactly.
But this is a great point, right? I mean, it's a small, withdrawal. I mean, in like, okay, well, it's a little bit of money, but then it's like, it wasn't about the money in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's what I really try to connect with individuals, because they get caught up in what they spend now. But I'm like, you're so connected to how much you are spending when it's really an investment. So you're not looking at the investment, and that's what you're stuck on. So when something may be a little bit pricier, now you're like, oh, no. But you also just said that wasn't working. So that low level of commitment, that low little withdrawal from the account doesn't do enough to cause a reaction for you to take action.
Right.
So that's what they're banking on, you to stay in that little.
So maybe you should get the towel service, and it'll be $30, and it might be like, well, damn, if I'm spending $30 on it, I gotta go.
This is now breaking the bank. Okay.
One thing's got to go. We at $30 now. Something's got to go. So, getting into the questions, I have my first question for you that we have is, what made you decide to start your own business and go out on your own?
Great question. So, I was forced. And when I say forced, I mean the powers that be, the energies around me were just like, we're not doing this anymore. I think what happens is when you start to pour yourself into your passions and your purpose, if you have that deep desire, especially for myself, to serve and to take the gifts and the blessings and the things that I've been able to really acquire, and I'm like, okay, what can I create? Once you step into a different business or organization, they also have ethos and philosophies, and they are bottom line. I mean, that is just what it is. So you're sitting here, infinite, abundant being, wanting to serve and be at your highest capacity, and they're like, we just need this. So after a while, you just keep trying to force it into this funnel of what they want things to look like, and you lose some of yourself, right? You have to sacrifice to fit into the box. So I was just at a point where it was really detrimental to my health, emotional, spiritual, and the only thing that I was really was there was finance, but I had no life. So I'm like, okay, so I don't have quality of life, but I can pay my bills. Like, I'm not I'm not on this earthly plane to pay bills. Like, that is not my sole objective here. So I had to snap out of it, right? Like, I had to get out the matrix and realize that if you continue to do this, you will never become. And I couldn't afford to do that. Like, that was non-negotiable for me. So I took the courageous step and said, I have no money. I don't know what I'm doing, but I won't be doing that anymore.
Nice. So you took that jump that Mr. Steve Harvey talks about sometimes.
Just leap.
Or the leap, the jump, whatever it is. Yep.
I did the same thing. Honestly, I quit. I started making CMOS, and like 2 months later, I quit both my jobs. I was like, I'm I'm not going to keep pouring into other people's businesses and not mine. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Other people's visions that don't align with what I'm doing, and there's no space for me.
Yeah.
For the real me. Right?
So, if you could have anything off of a business wish list, if you have one already, or if you want to just try to make something up right now, if there's anything that you could use, investors, people looking to help invest in this young man, what's one thing off of your business wish list that you would like? It could be anything, like upgrades in the or the upgrades in the gym, new vehicle, an assistant.
Let's see. Not a materialistic guy.
Clone.
Oh, woo, we would crush it.
No, can't do it.
If you're out there,
right? Somewhere there's someone.
There's a doppelganger.
Yeah, that looks like he's somewhere.
I'm the frequency. Do my Charles Xavier. Where are you? Social media marketing guru, team extraordinaire. Take it. Take all these distractions. I want to create. I'll create with you. We will sit and we will literally make the most out of these resources and tools that I am just don't want to touch. They serve a purpose, man. I'm just, I'm a woodsman. I'm an outdoors guy. I'm a people person. And I know that is a great way to connect with people. I struggle to utilize it and be on the platform and create, because it's not a strength of mine. It's not an interest of mine. I rarely get information from it that I can retain because it's just so fast. It doesn't mean that I don't see value in things that I see. It's just, it hits me so fast that I can't register, because then I'm looking at the speed of my day. So in the stillness of my body and looking at the screen, I'm in that moment. That is my presence, but my day is continuing on. So once I hop off the screen, unplug, then I start running into my day. It's not a good, not a great flow for me personally, but I love what individuals can do with it and how they've been able to impact and connect. Some of my dopest, coolest connections have been from social media. So never knocking tech. I'm just still working with my relationship with it from a social media standpoint.
Okay.
I've noticed you've been posting more.
Oh my gosh. And my girlfriend, she is on me. You didn't post.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about posting, you're talking about a business, and I don't see it. Love you, appreciate it. But I'm like,
gotta have somebody, there. But if anybody's watching, looking for what are they? There's a name for it now. It's like a social media manager or something like that, I believe, is what you're kind of looking for or explaining.
Let's
kind of like an assistant. So if anybody's looking to get into that field and they need somebody to work with, fitness people, or fitness minded, most likely would work best.
Huge platform, big business, tons of growth, like commission. Hey, listen, I'm gonna plug it. You know what I'm saying?
Lots of crazy connections.
Yeah, BTFX is going to be very revolutionary when it comes to servicing the individual. I'm not interested in anything else but making sure that individuals are served at the highest level, and that is the outcome, right? Is their evolution. So,
do you happen to have any childhood connections to your current profession?
Childhood connections in terms of people, or just like how it mirrors?
Experiences, I guess you could say, or maybe like if you had entrepreneurs in your life when you were younger.
So my mom is a big model for success for me, and I didn't notice it at the time. She was extremely busy, extremely stern and authoritative in how she represented her busyness and what my role is with that. So as I got older, I got a little bit resentful of that, single parent household, only child. Like, so you want me to be an adult, but I can't be an adult, kind
so
of thing.
Confusing, right?
Like,
I know.
Wait, so I can't just take her car and drive and go to the hood and do. No, you can't. But you taught me how to drive when you don't want to drive.
Yeah, I can go to the grocery store for you, but I can't go hang out with my friends.
In your car, but I can't go to the. Okay.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. My mom actually did that to me too. She had a house cleaning business, so she'd let me go run her business for 2 weeks while she would go on vacation. I'd be driving all over the place, cleaning houses, but then I couldn't take the car to go hang out with my friends. Like, what do you mean? Like, I ran your business for you for 2
Right.
weeks. I'm 17. Like,
That's
how
when you
is that
service some
okay?
papers. You're like, you know what? My representation will be talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. Screw this.
No, for sure. But yeah, no, absolutely. My mom, she just was a grinder. She went and got it, you know. There was a lot that she had to persevere, and growing up, on the northwest side of Chicago and just having a family of I think 9, she was just having to make her own way. There was not like, oh, this is what we do, this is how you'll do it, and this is where it'll come from. She joined the army at I think 20. Went to Vietnam, got her degree, just really started to get it on her own and just find a way, and not just say like, this is what I've been handed and I don't know what to make of it. So she really instilled that to me. And, as one of the few, if not the only melanated hockey players in my youth league, it was very, very different on how we were able to make that work. Like we drove further. Like there was a lot of learning curve there. I don't have a dad, an uncle, a cousin that's in this sport that's teaching me the way. So, and we don't have Google, at the time. So
Right.
I'm learning everything on the fly, and we're doing it together as a team. And I tell this story a lot, but I think it's extremely profound in what I've been able to accomplish. Now, as it got a little bit more competitive, it wasn't like pay to play. Like you literally have to try out for these leagues. I mean, like you're starting to travel more, Minnesota, Michigan, stuff like that. And it was my first time at this rink. So a lot of the coaches and players I don't know. It's like an invite only. So I get in the rink and I'm skating around and I'm just overwhelmed by all of what's happening. And I come up to the guy and I'm like, hey, we're the left wings, we're the forwards. And he's like, not sure, but if you want to put on the pads, and he pointed to the goalpost, like the goalies. I was like, huh? And it was almost like we were speaking different languages, right? Like he knew what I was saying, but he was like, no, you want to go over here. So unbeknownst to me, there's a lot going on there. So I do what I know best. I skate over to my mom and I tell her. And this switch happens in her eyes. And she grabs my cage and she says, listen here. You need to make sure that everybody knows that you will skate harder. You will move this. I mean, she started laying those beliefs in me and like who I was. And I had no idea. I was like, what the hell did I do? Like what just turned this lady on, And, obviously in hindsight, she understood the situation. She's like, they don't know you. They've never seen you play. And they think that you can just go in, put the goalie pads on and just get scored on all day. Because, kids, we want to score. Like, we want to be on offense. We want to skate. So it was like people don't specialize at that time. That's when you start. So she saw that was the case. And she made sure that I didn't take that on. She didn't make it a big deal and run up and go tell him or argue. She kept it within us. And she let me know that this is a place where you belong and you can still shine regardless of what other people think and regardless of what it looks like. There's a place for you and your greatness exactly where you want to be. And, fast forward 25 years, I'm still in that place of greatness and uniqueness and acceptance of who I am as an individual. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So what age would you say that was like preteen?
Yeah, that was about 12. That was like my 3rd or 4th season.
Nice.
So around 12, 13.
So since before you was even making girls drop, you was already making the fellas. Like, man, you better. Because in hockey, y'all get to go a little bit, right?
Oh yeah. We're checking all day. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like you don't know me, son.
You know what's wild is I was a shorty. I was real shifty. I grew like 3.5 inches all legs, like when I was like 15. So at the time, I'm like this little guy just scooting around.
Like buzzing around.
Oh yeah,
in between
I didn't want no smoke. Hey, when the playoffs came, I showed up, but like really, I'm just trying to get my assists, get a couple goals. Like to be flashy.
All right, well, let's get into another question here. We have you've seen people go from surviving you see people go from surviving to absolutely thriving. So let's hear a juicy tale. Share a time when a juicy tale. Share a time where a client went all in on holistic practices and you saw their professional and financial life explode in ways that you never thought possible.
Well, I always think it's possible. I think my clients are absolutely amazing. And just stepping into knowing that they want to achieve something more, something greater, like that to me just gives me the chills because you're inviting me on that journey. You're saying, like, hey, I want to share something extremely valuable and sacred and precious to me with you. And can you help me nurture it? Right? Like, can you help me water and take care of this dream that I have for myself? Because once I get there, I'm gonna be at my best. And I'm like, a slow little teardrop, like, let's do it. Let's fucking do this shit.
And then you keep them motivated.
Oh, absolutely. Then I'm like, what's next? They're like, wait, no. I'm like, oh no, we're 2.0 now. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, we can't stop. Like, there's so much greatness that's coming forward. And the opportunities in the universe just does all the work, right? I just like to put myself out there as the map maker, the bridge builder. You know, you already got it laid out. Like, I'm just gonna help you construct it. I won't call out the client's name just because I haven't.
No, we don't need to.
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm very proud. So I'm just saying, like, I haven't had that conversation with her. But you know, when we first started working together, I could see that there was so much more than just like the fitness. She was a former collegiate and high school athlete. I don't believe that. Yeah, she didn't stick with the sport the entire collegiate career, but she did graduate. And I think she just felt a piece of herself or a part of her personality was gone. Right, was missing. And then you start working and then you just try to keep up with the hustle and bustle and you don't have a system. You know, I don't believe that these systems really set you up for success or they're a great stepping stone. Like, I don't look at high school and like, oh, you definitely need that to get into college. Like, I don't see that. Like, in college, I'm like, they just drop you off unless like you have some connections or really work at it. And now you're just in the working world because the environments are so different to me. But
yeah,
anyway,
there's levels to it.
Yes,
levels.
True.
And they don't tell you that there's levels.
Oh my gosh, no, there's so much that you can gain, but that's probably another podcast. So at this time, she comes in and I am 3 years outside of being in the Sierra Nevada mountain range, living outside. So I was living out in the woods for the last 3 years. And that was my first job back in health and wellness. So I'm starting off, I took a pay cut and became just a little trainer, not a little trainer, but I'm just saying, like, I really respected the field enough to know that I had been removed from it for a little bit. And she just laid it out. She was like, this is what I want. And she was so sure of what she wanted that it made me show up mad differently. I was like, and I can help you. And she was like, bet, because I don't want anything else. This was in Chicago, by the way.
Like, this is what I want.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what I want. So long story short, we put 3 years of some hard work. I mean, like, we created together, and just watching her take that same energy to what she saw from a value standpoint or just a functional standpoint, like a wellness. Like, I don't feel like I'm operating well. Maybe it's not just the pounds. Maybe it's just my time management or, you know, who I'm around or how much I'm going out. Like, I think there was so much more to what she was stating at that moment. And obviously it came out later. And then every time, you know, we started working together a little less frequently because she was picking it up. She's like, cool, this is my program for the week. I'm like, that's good. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's all this education. And then she's like, yeah, you know, I'm not really feeling that job. I'm gonna get a side job now. I'm moving this. Like, the way she was able to create for herself different pathways. And that's what really lit me up for something like this, even though I didn't connect it at the time. I saw, like, wow, this is extremely empowering to give somebody an opportunity to have resources to, like, power their vision and what they see and their limitlessness. So yeah, shout out to you, P. Love you so much. Like, she really, I stepped it up when she stepped into my office. So
it was meant to be again. Yep. You said it was your first client, right?
First client out of the woods.
Coming out the woods, training in the woods. That's definitely a transition chapter in the book of BT right there.
Oh, for sure, man.
As I emerged from the woods after my 3-year training, decided to take on this young woman.
No, for sure, man. I was wild too. My social cues were mad off. Like everyone's like, why are your eyes moving so fast? Like, night vision was cracking. Like I was just really on a whole nother frequency.
Did you see that bat? No.
Rain is coming.
Like, how you
2
know?
weeks? Like,
Funny.
Smell it.
So how did you live in the woods? Like you had just a cabin out in the woods?
So I was employed. I was employed.
Okay.
I was a foreman for a company called Happy Flowers up in Northern California. So there are about 3 farms, about 15 guys that were my crew. And we worked about 8 months on, 4 months off. Whether it was bears or rattlesnakes or wildfires or
oh wow,
crazy floods, like man, it was a lot. But I needed it at the moment. It was, I was going through such a tough time in a dark place. I had just graduated my undergrad, was going to grad school. The military had dropped the ball. Proud of my service, but damn, y'all could do better. And I just really was stuck. I mean, that was my identity. Like I legitimately settled things to where I'm like, this is where I'm going to grad school. Oh yes, I can drill here. I can be at this military installation. I was doing some research with USA Hockey. So the Olympic Center is right there with the school I was going to go to in Colorado. So I pretty much wrote my ticket. So I was kicking back. And then when I found out that they didn't push a lot of things forward for me to have that slot that I had earned, and they just didn't care. So so within like I think 6 months of that moment, ended up on the beach in northern Florida with some of my surfing buddies, living on couches and just spending my savings and not giving up, because I just legitimately felt betrayed, like abandoned, and that might have triggered some other abandonment things from my past. So I'm in this dark place, and I just get a call from a childhood friend who was like, man, I know you're going through stuff. I know you're trying to, pay for grad school. Now that you're not in the service anymore, I have an opportunity where, it fits the bill for you. Like you're an outdoorsman, you know how to lead. Like he just started checking off all this stuff. I'm like, all right, bet. I put out my American spirit, got on the plane.
American spirit.
I can't even imagine.
I know, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna be
crazy.
real with you though. Like, I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. Yes, definitely was doing that.
Oh wait, you did mention that you did that just so you could like get breaks in the army, right?
Yep, I did that in the army. I was like, so you work for 45 minutes, but I work for an hour because I don't smoke cigarettes? Oh yeah, I'm buying a pack. I found out what all my superiors smoked, and that's what I would pack up because they were like, hey, you want to make this run with me? Yes, I do. Put down my stuff and kept going. So always slick, always paying attention.
Well, I believe we are getting well into the show, so we're going to have to wrap up the Wealthy Wisdom segment, and then we're going to run through the Wacky Wealth real quick, and then we've got the last but not least, We Building Boy for you. So, with Wacky Wealth, I try to pull up stuff that's relatable to the special guest. So what I did was I brought up 2, there was a bunch of them, but I wanted to try to find the most natural ones, which shrunk it down quickly. So I was trying to find celebrities who are still fit and still look fit, but I wanted to find the ones that didn't like, oh well, this person went and got lipo, this person got their face done, so it's kind of hard to find that. So after my hours of searching, I came across 2 candidates that I think fit the bill. Number 1, I mean, there's probably more. But I just got tired of looking.
Down to 2.
Yeah, because I was like, damn. I started with like 20, and then I was like, oh, she's not natural. She's not natural. She's not. Okay, but anyways, I got
some unnatural he's too.
It's true.
Yeah. Actually, I thought
calf
it was weird.
Implants,
Actually, because when I
wow.
searched celebrities, but like 8 out of 10 of the results were women, female celebrities only. But anyways, long story short, I chose Sandra Bullock and Halle Berry.
Sandra Bullock.
So Sandra Bullock, she is age 55, And how does she stay fit? Sandra credits celebrity trainer Simone De La Rue. She's the creator of Body by Simone. Her fitness routine is reported that she does BBS workouts that involve high intensity cardio and strength training moves. So if any of you ladies are out there like, oh yeah, Sandra's getting older, I like her body, I could wish my body was like that. There you go. There you go. I mean, Sandra's okay, but you know.
Oh, wow.
I mean, when Holly
It's a
Berry's
tough
on the list, Holly Berry though, bro. I mean, it's Holly Berry. Sorry, Jess, but it's Holly Berry.
I get it.
But anyway, so
Don't
Holly
put
Berry.
my photo up there. I'm nervous.
Holly Berry is she's 53. And sorry, don't cancel me or go at me because I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't double check the ages. I don't know if this is like an article from last year. She could be 54 right now. Don't come at me. They're in their 50s.
They're 55. And we'll just say they're 55.
They're in their they're in their 50 fines. So Holly Berry 53 or 55. It's clear that Holly Berry knows exactly how to get the most out of her fitness. They say they've been looking at her Instagram creepers creeping all up in her Instagram and stuff. But this 55 years old woman mixes her workout routine with a variety of MMA style cardio workouts, especially in preparation for her next movie. Have you guys heard about a movie called Bruised?
No.
All right, so this might be current then. But
or really old.
No, that's not really old. Yeah.
She's like, she ain't been 50 for that long.
So she uses MMA style cardio, strength, and plyometric training, running, and boxing. And actually, I didn't know this last little part here. It says boxing has been a longtime favorite of Holly Berry's, and she's actually been boxing for over 10 years.
Catwoman.
Damn.
Catwoman know how to throw them paws.
Yup. So, how do you feel about? Are you familiar with the BB or the Body by Simone at all, by chance?
I'm familiar with all human movements. If it's foundational and based on science, I'm pretty sure I understand exactly what they are doing. But I mean, as familiar I am with all of these programs and all these different ways to move the body, I think it's extremely important to see that these women view themselves as high value individuals. Mm-hmm. I think that having the mindset that they have to be, I believe they're both mothers. Don't quote me if I'm not so. Right. Yeah, they're both mothers and they have amazing careers, and longevity is key, and making sure that they can show up at their best and perform not only from the physical standpoint and demand of acting, but also the mental and, the different emotions that you go through. Like, there's a lot of hormonal balance and mindset and understanding of what you can accomplish. So it's clear to see that they value that and what they're putting out into the world in their art. Mm-hmm. So regardless of what these awesome trainers, I'm not knocking any trainers, are doing, I think it's important to see that individuals who can tap into their worth and have that high self-value are always going to find ways to show up and be at their best. It just so happens that they're looked at, right? They're always there. Their looks are a big part of it, and they've taken very well care of themselves. So shout out to them, the goddesses.
Yes, shout out to them. And Holly Berry's kicking Sandra's ass, anyways.
Oh,
but
damn, violence.
Just saying.
So
Just saying. It's Holly. It's Catwoman. But real quick, let's give a big shout out to Mr. Frank the Tank. That's my co-host right there. Y'all might not know, but he hit me up over here on my IG live. So I wanted to make sure that we give him a shout out. He's out in Vegas. We got the peoples here. We got
Frank,
BT
what's up,
here.
bro?
Jess is here.
Hi.
We even got James here. Look at that. It's crazy, huh? It's crazy.
Hey, 50 on black for me.
You hear that? BT said 50 on black, man. 50 on black. But so that is going to wrap up the wacky wealth for the day. And then we're going into our final segment of the show. It's my favorite. It's your favorite. And anybody else who knows about it is probably their favorite too. But it is called We Building Boys. Oh, there it is. So if you're not familiar with We Building Boy, that is when we hold a spot for our special guest to take the floor, drop any contact information, any specials or anything like that that you want to promote, any new ventures or anything of that nature. The floor is yours, sir.
Man, wow. We're building. I like
Yep.
that. You know, we building.
We are building.
Got a lot of stuff cooking with this one on my left that
Yes.
I'm super excited about. We can keep
Me
that on
too.
the hush for now. I thought you were gonna drop like some "We them boys." Like I thought we were about to get it going.
Man,
here.
we got the money to get stuff clear like that yet.
Yeah, no,
but
no.
soon enough.
But I liked
soon
it though.
enough,
Maybe
soon
just
enough.
maybe the instrumental. So yes, BTFX is in full fledged. I'm super excited about that. I can be reached at LinkedIn by my name, BT Bullock. Also on Instagram at bt.fx.life. And then Facebook. Those three are very easy to get to and find my name. The programs that I have available, I don't like to showcase pricing or do anything like that. I love connection. I love to connect with individuals and see what their level of commitment and their availability is. But I am taking open clients for Q4, so that will be October until the end of the year. So we'll kick it off with 100 days of getting into BTFX and making sure that we start off that new year, in a flow, in a program, in an understanding that our performance and wellness are everything. I would love to connect and anybody doing anything within any community serving underprivileged youth or any youth centers. That's a big part of BTFX. We will be doing a lot of community outreach when it comes to that. And you and I have spoken on some things that we will work with. So if you are building your communities, right, if you are really boots on the ground, I would love to bring value and support to whatever you have going on, and showcase what BTFX has to offer the community and the youth, right? I'm not just working with CEOs and directors and former professional athletes. Like, we're taking this all the way to the next generation. So,
before they create bad habits.
I'm telling you, before we get caught in the hooks, before we get hooked up, we got to make sure that we're swimming.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I'm glad that you could make some time to come spend with us at Wealth for Generations. It is very, very much appreciated. And I got a little surprise for y'all real quick.
Uh-oh.
A little surprise. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Look, y'all, it's Frank.
Hey,
I don't know if y'all can see. But look, it's Frank. Oh, you can see, maybe, probably. Look, it's Frank, everybody. Everybody say what's up, Frank.
What's up? Hey.
You on your way back right now or what?
No, we're traveling there.
Oh, okay. So, yep, Frank is you out in Vegas, right? I think I told the people the right information.
He said, "Don't tell everybody."
Everybody, he's at home.
What's your address?
With his dogs,
right?
And artillery sitting at the front door waiting for you. He's at home. He's at home.
Hey, Frank, I told you, man. 50 on black, bro. 50 on black. Let's get it.
I got you.
I've never been to Vegas.
Really?
No? Oh, man. It sounds like we need a field trip.
We need a business trip.
Yeah, thank you.
We need
the invites that I got to Vegas, they had no business of mine. I looked at that itinerary. I'm like, I'm going to send that invitation back.
We're looking forward to taking some Wealth for Generations field trips, too.
Yeah, I need a guide. I need somebody who understands the layout.
What was that? Say that again?
You got to experience Old Town Vegas, not just the Strip. Old Town's where it's at.
Oh, like Fremont area?
I'm afraid of all of it. I'm apprehensive. As long as I got some locals with me, somebody just.
All I know is me and Jess said next time we go, we got to go do a show.
Yeah.
They go to Fremont.
Heard that.
All the frugal people hang out at Fremont.
Frugal.
That's my frugal people. It's Fremont. Well, you can get them quarter slots.
You know what's wild about that is that individuals, like, you go in there and you cannot see outside. There's no outside light. I think that and then, like, how they have the slots, like, they are designed to keep you in there
of
like
course.
a labyrinth of despair.
Free
drinks, cigarette smokes.
They pump oxygen inside to the casinos as well.
Whew. And that's life.
It
They're
is
like-
life. That's how people
Yeah,
can be
they
up there.
they
12
give you
hours
more life
gambling
and they
because
take it away. It's just
Yep.
a vicious
Crazy.
cycle. Oh man. Everyone's like, but it's really good food. I'm like, but I cook all my food.
Right?
Like, you know, like,
Jimmy's trying to jump in too.
Yeah, I was trying to get it on real quick before we wrap it up. I don't know if it'll let me do another one, does it?
Jimmy
there you
used
go.
to
Oh,
run
there you go. Look, everybody, it's Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
We in the podcast, baby.
Yeah, baby. We building, baby. As my peoples,
Hi, people.
we in season 2.
Season two.
Jimmy wanted to go home. Jimmy went back home for season 2. Jimmy gonna come back and visit though. He gonna engineer one of these episodes of season 2 at some point. I don't know when. I can't tell you when. I got no idea when it's gonna
is that
happen.
the same Jimmy up there who stands against bullying?
Yep.
Respect.
Yes, that's the plaque for him.
Respect.
Yes, that's Jimmy's plaque right
Respect.
there.
What a guy.
Respect.
What a guy. Still making his mark.
What was that, Jimmy?
I said I've grown up since then. I do the bullying now.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Never
that's
mind.
not something to be
Yeah,
proud
never
of.
mind. He said I have evolved.
You
It's like Iron Man with the doctor.
you back on the basketball court. You
Dr.
back on the basketball court playing them 6th graders again, huh?
I am back on the basketball court.
Man, I told you not to be playing them 6th graders.
I'm sorry. It's a lifestyle, you know.
Wait, what?
Lifestyle.
This is turned on. I'm sorry. I even
He's
brought the flag up
6'7".
now.
He's 6'7" and 18 years old, but he always wants to go play with the 19 years old. Sorry, he's 19 years old, 6'7", and he always wants to go play with the basketball players after he eats his Subway and white chocolate macadamia nut cookies.
Oh wow.
I had some Subway the other day.
See?
Hey, Subway getting a little plug here. We might need to let them know.
Right? Man, y'all need another Jared.
Yeah.
Y'all need a Jimmy is what Subway
You
needs.
don't need another Jared. And
Actually,
maybe
no,
not even
no,
another
Yeah,
Jimmy.
not
he's
a Jared.
a terrible
Yeah,
person.
you go
No,
from
not
Jared
that
to
person.
Jimmy
My
the
bad.
bully.
My bad. My bad.
Subway, you're
I
setting
forgot about
yourself
that
up
part.
for another lawsuit.
But well, how much? What's the time, James, on the restream? It should be like in the top left. What was it? Hour. Oh, so we gotta wrap it up.
We're over.
But
So many
all right,
gems.
Frank and Jimmy, say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Whoa.
It's James.
That's my son you're talking
Yeah,
about there,
hey, buddy,
mister.
buddy. Now you for real bullying. Okay. We're gonna have to let you go.
Just his son. Actually,
He's not a bully, Jimmy. You're right.
Actually, he's probably gonna end up being better. Nothing. He's out. So before we wrap it
He
up,
said to the left, to the
before
left.
we wrap it up, I just want to give one more quick shout out to Vegan Social because tomorrow starts the Vegan Week for Phoenix, Arizona. So if you're curious or if you're a vegan eater, make sure you check it out. You can go to vegansocial.com. They have all the participants listed on there. I'm trying to find someplace new. I don't know where I'm going to go yet, but y'all stay tuned because I'm probably going to do a quick little review with it. But let's give a round of applause for James, the engineer.
Hold it down. We appreciate
Hold
you.
it down, James. Thank you. We appreciate you, sir.
Mr. Incredible over there.
No, he didn't get an introduction like you, Jimmy, okay?
Jimmy got to let go. Jimmy needs to make some breakthroughs.
Let's give a round of applause for my beautiful co-host of the day, Miss Jessica Marrero of Elevated Souls. You're welcome. Let's get another round of applause for my special guest, Mr. BT of BTFX. No relation, but kind of a relation.
I sunned him.
And then actually let's get we're gonna do it at the same time because we ran out of time. We got a double applause for my peoples right here, for Frank and Jimmy. Thank you for making it to the show. Thank you. And then last but not least, we got a round of applause for you guys. That's all my supporters, followers, all you, all that jazz. And you know what? On that note, peace.